Manga-Waido.
My name's Masaki. I lost my dad when I was in junior high, and my mom, a nurse, raised me alone as a single mother. Thanks to her, I made it into adulthood, and this year, I started work as a salesman at a small trading company. And so, with my first bonus, I went on vacation with my mom for 3 days and 2 nights. Today's the 3rd day. We've done our fair share of the sightseeing we came to do, and now we're on the train home.
That was so much fun.
When I saw my mom smile, I knew I had done the right thing to bring her along. As I gazed vacantly out the train window, she said, "By the way," and began to speak.
It wasn't far from here that me and you went on our honeymoon. You know too well it can be quite the scatterbrain, don't you, Masaki?
Yeah, Dad could be a bit of an airhead. One time we had to hold a family meeting because he tried to order 10 boxes of candy from a well-known store, but accidentally added an extra 0. So 100 were delivered is something we can laugh about now. Our friends and neighbors were eating candy for weeks.
He had an airhead episode on our honeymoon, too. He made the reservation at the inn for us, but he got the date wrong. We wanted to stay on February 4th, but...
Let me guess. He booked March 4th instead.
Wow, good guess.
Well, I have had to put up with Dad's scatterbrain antics since I was a little kid.
We were in quite the panic when we arrived to check-in, but the innkeeper was so nice about it all. She said, if you give us some time, we'll have a room ready for you in an hour. You went to the trouble of coming here, so I want you to enjoy yourselves here at our inn.
I wonder how that landlady's doing nowadays, pondered my mom. That's when it happened. The carriages shook from left to right as the train was hit by a shock, as if it was being pushed up from below. We slowed down and ground to a halt.
Attention all passengers. An earthquake just occurred while the train was in motion. To ensure your safety, operation will be suspended until inspections have been carried out.
At the same time, I received an earthquake alert on my phone that said it was a magnitude 5. Mom, are you okay?
Wow, that was scary.
After that, we waited inside the train in the hopes that they'd resume operations. But the end was nowhere in sight. And after a little while, the train pulled into the nearest station at low speed. We somehow managed to ask one of the staff at the station, and apparently because the earthquake was a magnitude 5, there was absolutely no hope of the service restarting soon. The sky was cloudy. It was night, so of course our surroundings were dark. This is bad.
If we get a different train home, I'm scared that another earthquake might hit. Let's wait a day and see what happens.
Seems like that's our only option.
The inn I mentioned just now is close to the station. So if we go and the innkeeper's still there, maybe we'll be able to stay the night.
Really? Every cloud has its silver lining, huh? As we exited the station ticket gate, ready to make our way to the inn, my mom turned for a moment to use a vending machine. I couldn't help but notice an old man sat with his head drooped, stroking his leg. "What should I do?" he said.
What's up?
"Look, when times are tough, we should look out for each other." We decided to ask the old man what was wrong. When we did, he told us that he twisted his ankle in the earthquake just now.
It does look a little twisted, but I don't think it's broken. You should go to the hospital to be on the safe side, though.
Shall I call an ambulance? No, I don't think it's bad enough to go kicking up a fuss over. The pain's mostly subsided now. My nephew works at an inn not too far from here. I'm going to go there.
Oh, I see. That's a coincidence. Which inn is it?
The old man told us he was going to the same inn we were. Since the trains had stopped, our hopes of getting a taxi were slim. So we decided to head to the inn together. I hoisted him onto my back and off we went. Luckily, it was only a 15-minute walk to the inn. The old man was thin and didn't weigh much, so it wasn't that difficult. That said, we were a little exasperated by the rain that started while we were on our way.
Welcome.
It was past 10 at night. Somewhat anxious about whether we would be able to stay or not, I put the old man down by the entrance. "Excuse me, is the landlady here?"
It's the innkeeper's day off today. I'm the assistant innkeeper. How can I help you?
"Well, you see, we can't make it home because the train stopped running due to the earthquake. We're looking for a place to stay tonight. Do you have any rooms available?"
Well, we do.
The young innkeeper stared intensely as to size us up. I had a bad feeling about this.
It's a little expensive, you know.
How expensive?
$750 per room.
The price left me in astonishment. My mom tensed up. "Don't you have a cheaper room available?" We don't even mind if it hasn't been cleaned.
We don't, and I'm terribly sorry. But this is a luxury inn. It's not the kind of inn that people without money get to stay at.
Huh?
You're soaking wet, but I don't see an umbrella. Couldn't you afford one?
It's not that. It just started raining all of a sudden while we were on our way here. There was nowhere to buy one.
I see you don't have a folding umbrella either. How sad.
Is this the level of customer service that my mom's cherished inn? I was just about to say something in my rage at the innkeeper before my mom prevented me.
We'll be fine. Will you at least let this old man rest in one of your rooms? His foot is injured. He says he knows someone here, so won't you please make an exception for him somehow?
When my mom asked the old man what his nephew's name was, he shook his head and said, "I don't want to say."
It's not that he doesn't want to say. All this stuff about him knowing someone here and his foot being injured, it's all lies, isn't it?
What the hell is wrong with you? I couldn't help but raise my voice at the innkeeper's unpleasant remarks.
No, what on earth is going on here?
From the back of the inn appeared a lady with a man in his chef's uniform.
Mrs. Innkeeper, I thought it was your day off. I was concerned about the inn after the earthquake, so I came back. As soon as I got here, I could hear a customer raising their voice. It's fine. You don't need to trouble yourself with this. Shinsuke's on shift now, so we'll be okay if you go home.
I mean, she was gonna go, but wait, is that Uncle Joe? It's my Uncle Joe! What are you doing here? What happened? Oh, I just twisted my ankle a little. These two were kind enough to bring me here. Your young innkeeper here, on the other hand. What do you mean? First, she claimed I was lying about my injury. And then she started calling us poor. She said it to my new friends as well. What? You serious?
No, you've got this all wrong.
You call other people liars while spewing lies yourself. By the way, Shinsuke, I heard from your dad that you were dating some young assistant innkeeper. Oh, good grief. It's not this innkeeper, is it? Yeah, it is. Was. But that ends today.
No, Shinsuke, it's not true. All I did was decline them because there are no rooms left. But there is a room available, isn't there?
The young woman's face turned pale at the grave tone of the innkeeper's voice.
Are you telling me you failed to conduct an empty room check? Of course I checked. In that case, would you mind explaining why you declined these customers? I was careless. I'll prepare the room at once. Don't bother. We provide only the finest hospitality for our customers, who so kindly choose to spend their time here. That's our motto at this inn. We have no need for anyone who can't honor that. You're fired. No, please, reconsider!
The chef lifted the old man onto his back, and as he sat beside the young woman clinging to the landlady, without even making eye contact, he said, I've had a few suspicions about your true colors lately, but I had no idea you were this two-faced.
Shinsuke!
Since a few minutes ago, we've been nothing but work acquaintances. What did you expect? Looking at the young innkeeper with contempt as she broke down in tears, the man known as Shinsuke disappeared into the back of the inn, and the innkeeper escorted us to our room.
I can't apologize enough for what happened. If there's any way I can make this up to you. That's okay. I'm just pleased to see you're still so straight-talking and in good health.
My mother explained to the innkeeper that she came here once when she was younger, and received her assistance in the past.
I'm so happy you remembered us, but only for this to happen. It's totally okay. To tell you the truth, I had heard one or two rumors about my assistant innkeeper being rude to customers, but she always seemed so hardworking and good at her job when I was watching. I wanted to believe that's what she was like, and I think I might have gone too easy on her.
The innkeeper was remorseful throughout, and after showing us to our room, she appeared again with the chef and bowed deeply, asking that we forgive her. And on top of that, despite it being late at night, we were treated to a sumptuous feast.
We want you to stay tonight free of charge, so please enjoy your stay. You don't have to do that. You've been through a shock with the earthquake and all. We have to look out for each other in times like this.
And so, taking the innkeeper up on our offer, we enjoyed the delicious food, the beautiful room, and the fully equipped open-air bath to the fullest. I'm glad we came here after all!
Me too.
The next day, After giving our thanks to the innkeeper who saw us off with a deep bow and leaving the inn, we caught sight of the young innkeeper dragging a rattling suitcase along to the station. When she saw us, she ran away, as if to escape. She had most likely been kicked out of the inn. Sometime afterwards, we're back!
Good to see you again.
Welcome back. I've been waiting for you.
Approximately a year later, we went to stay at the inn again. Of course, the innkeeper remembered us, then after apologizing once again, explained what happened to our assistant after she left. Just as we thought, she got kicked out of the inn. And just as he announced, her boyfriend Shinsuke broke up with her. And apparently, believe it or not, she took out a loan and bought a sports car because of the pay raise that came with her promotion to assistant innkeeper. She's now working part-time during the day and in bars and clubs after the night to pay off that loan, barely getting a moment to rest. People who make fun of and look down their noses at others will always be abandoned by those around them eventually. I'm gonna make sure I never end up like that.